Stay tuned because Good Sports is coming up next. Kansas City Sports and Fitness is the magazine for sports fans in KC. Inside, we cover local sports and local teams, from pro to peewee and everything in between. And this month's free copy of Kansas City Sports and Fitness includes the Surplus Exchange Soccer Report. You'll find Kansas City Sports and Fitness all over KC at places like the Kansas City Ice Center. And it's free, so pick one up today. This show was recorded live on Saturday, May 18th.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show. Now, this segment is presented by Kansas City Chiropractic. Kansas City Chiropractic understands the high-pressure demands placed upon individuals in the workplace and the athletic demands people place on their bodies. They offer the care that can relieve pain and stress and improve overall health. You can call them at 816-753-4600 or visit kansascitychiropractic.com. Hello, everyone. I am Steve Fish. I'm the publisher of Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine, and you are watching or listening to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show. Now, this show is being taped at Chiefs great Will Shields 68's Inside Sports. 68's Inside Sports delivers fitness, wellness, and training for all ages. Visit their fitness facility where we're doing our show today off of 88th between Neiman and Bond in Lenexa, or their indoor sports training facility called The Warehouse at 91st and Flint, which is just a couple of blocks away from here. For more information on the fitness, wellness, and training services available here, or for membership information, call 913-888-9247 or visit 68insidesports.com. Now, today we're taping our radio show, which is on ESPN 1510 on Saturdays at 8 a.m. and Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. on 102.9 and 1040 a.m. And we're also taping our TV show, which can be seen on Sure West Cable on Channel 7 at 9 a.m., at 5 p.m., and at 9 p.m. every single day. And now you can also view this show and some of our past shows on YouTube. All you have to do is go to youtube.com and search for the Good Sports KC channel. Now, before we get started with the show, I want to tell everyone that our current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness is available free at over 700 locations in KC. And this month, with our current issue, KC Sports continues to celebrate our 16th year as the magazine for sports fans in KC. Now, in our current issue of KC Sports, we feature our KC Baseball Report, which is presented by Budweiser. This month, our writers point out the benefits we've seen from the refurbished Royals pitching rotation, and we talk with Royals Alex Gordon and Alcides Escobar. And in our hockey report, presented by the Kansas City Ice Center, we write about the new ice court, which is their inline outdoor rink. And we also talk about the inline or ice hockey programs you can sign up for this spring and summer. And for a complete list of locations where you can find KC Sports Magazine, visit our website, kcsportspaper.com. You will find a link to a list of locations right on the front page of the website, and you can actually check out a PDF of the entire issue on our website as well. Now, as I said, we are here at Will Shields 68's Inside Sports, and we're honored to have as our first guest Mr. Will Shields himself. Thank you for joining us, Will.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet. We were here last week, and the show, we always tape a week ahead of time, so that show just started today. But
awesome.
We appreciate you've got a great activity going on right now, a basketball tournament that is just, we got people streaming in and out and in and out.
Well, the cool thing about having our basketball tournaments is that we have 4 different groups that we work with here in the Kansas City area. We have basically over 15,000 kids get to go through here in a year, which is really cool because we get an opportunity to see kids from Kansas, Missouri, as far as Iowa and Nebraska. Mm-hmm. We've had some kids come in from Colorado. Some of the premier tournaments use our place also when they train and do different things. And that's what we really like about it, is getting the diversity of different people to come in.
Right. So if we go down the hall here, you've got your basketball facility back behind us. How many courts do you have?
We have 3 courts, and right now they are packed beyond compare.
I bet.
We have 3 games going on every hour, all the way from 7:30 this morning all the way down till 5.
And I guess it started yesterday?
Yeah, and it started yesterday. So
and ends tomorrow?
Ends tomorrow,
Wow.
which is a good thing. We're going to be able to get our courts back cleaned and ready to go for our members on Monday.
Yeah, I'm sure you have members in leagues and things like that are participating. Last week, I think you had a league going on.
Yeah, we have our league. We have a league that comes in, and actually that league is really unique because they come in from Topeka and different places to play in that league every week.
Wow. That's amazing. That's fantastic. So give us a quick rundown. You've got 2 facilities, one of them here where we're at 88th and Bond, basically.
Yes.
And then the other facility called the Warehouse. Give us a quick rundown of what we find here and then what we'll find at the other
What
location.
we have here is our fitness, wellness, and training facility. So basically we do anything from training youth swimming all the way up to our oldest member, which is about 85 years old. We do our group classes for our old and young. Basically, it's a true traditional fitness facility with basketball courts as well as a fitness training complex in a sense, and our indoor training facility, which is, we call it the Warehouse. Basically, we have our football field where we do our sport-specific training, where we have our basketball guys come in and get their off-season training off wood, volleyball, get off the court, that kind of thing. Baseball, football, we have batting cages. We have different things like that over at the other facility that's geared to basically train our weekend warriors as well as our youth athletes that want to get to a higher-end training. Those kids that's trying to get those college scholarships, and as well those kids that just want to get in shape and use the field to be able to do that as part of the process.
Right, so you do the speed and agility and
Yes.
and that type of stuff there because you've got the big field where you can work on that stuff, and that works for just about any sport.
It works really well, and then we have another weight room over there that's sort of, we call it our beefier weight room, where we have our platforms where we can teach them the traditional way of doing we call Olympic lifts, the squats, and the different kind of things of that nature to sort of, help them get better with their fundamentals for, sometimes they get good training at school. We try to give them a little extra push so that they can get better when the coaches are not looking.
Right, yeah. and the coaches that you have that are here are at the highest, obviously you're doing coaching as well. They're at the highest level, so they can help take those kids to that higher level. I mean, good coaching produces good.
Most of our coaches have played college, high school,
right,
and some of them have played pro ball,
right.
Especially some of our high-tiered, our pitching coaches played for the Royals for 6 or 7 years. Of course, myself, I do a lot of the football training.
Sure.
We're doing the linemen. I got my new Trenches Academy, which is I'm excited about.
Did you get your new hill?
I got my new hill.
All right.
It
we
was
talked
awesome.
about that last week.
We got to introduce the kids to the hill last week where, we can take it on the road. We almost took it down to the Heart America Association this morning and surprised them with the hill. And it's really cool to be able to change up your workout and do different things. And, the kids had a blast last week.
That's great. That's great. That's what it's all about, is if they can have fun and improve their game as well, you're doing a great job. So one of the other things that you guys have that are going on here, especially since we're heading into summertime and the kids' schools letting out and all that stuff, is camps. You've got a whole lot of different camps.
What's really unique is that we're going to have 3 different camps here on site as it is. We're going to have a weekly camp where we do our youth kids doing different sports, baseball, basketball, football, and a little lacrosse. We're trying to get a little lacrosse in there. That's a new sport that's sort of picking up here in the Kansas City area. We also will have our football fundamentals, which basically is for the 2 age groups. We split the 2 age groups, and we're going to have at least 2 to 3 nights a week where we just work football fundamentals for kids of different ages, as well as our morning class, which is what we call our summer boot camp classes.
Right.
And basically that's all the kids that came home from colleges and kids that need an off-season place, a home to call their home where they can go and work out. We're going to do morning classes, 6, 7, basically from 6 o'clock till noon. Take a couple hours off, then start back up at 4 and go from 4 to like 7 o'clock in the afternoon, training kids and getting them ready. But what's really unique and different about being able to train here is that there is time during the day where I want the kids to go do a yoga class, to go try a spin class. There are days that we can go get in the pool, which is different than any other facility while you're training. So you can use that for recovery days. So to me, I want to give them, the Pilates, the yoga, the Zumba, all that as part of their nomenclature. So when they actually go to college, they're not surprised that, if I play a little racquetball here and there, I get better.
Right.
It's still fun, and you're not stuck into, everybody says you got to have your niche market.
Right.
I get stuck into football, and when I played, I didn't want to do football all day.
Right.
I wanted to try something different. So for a while there, I trained with a soccer coach.
Did you?
To work on footwork, to do different things. And so that, to me, makes a big difference, but it also makes a well-rounded athlete so that you can do a lot of different things and feel comfortable, and also prevents injury because you're doing different muscles than the ones that you use just for your sport.
I know that when I was growing up, that was the way it was. You played baseball during baseball season, you played football during football season, and there was more of a well-rounded athlete, and you did work those other muscles. And that was nice because you didn't have the burnout. And I think kids can get to that level at this point, in their lives now because they are so focused on that. So that's great.
That makes it, that's what makes it fun for us. And, of course, just like last week, we also add the Dynovision to that. So the kids show up early. They get a chance to work on their vision training. So they have a good time with that. So we're actually going to have our contest that starts this summer to see who's the fastest on the D2 machine.
Ah, nice.
And so they get 60 seconds to see how many different lights they can light out. And whoever's the fastest, basically we'll have a little prize for them or something of that nature. We'll get them this cool T-shirt and all that stuff. But what was really cool is that the fastest guy right now is Troy Polamalu on the machine. And that's something that's really cool. We're going to do across the board so they can see other pro athletes that are using it, other colleges that are using it. Ohio State just came out with this big thing about them using the D2 to motivate their kids, which, they had a pretty good year for a team that was on probation. So, that just gives us more things to sort of work towards and say, hey, some of the best athletes on the world in different places are using that machine, and you could do it right here in town at 68.
Yeah. Well, there was a team that I read about that raised their team batting average by about like 50 points, I think, something like that, from working on that.
Yes, there has been. There has been a couple of teams that have done it in Cincinnati. They've used it.
Yeah.
Right here, we right now have 3 teams that are using it right now. And
really?
So we're actually comparing their batting average from last year to this year. And I've got one young man that's up, at least 40 to 45 points.
Wow.
Just, so far in the season. And I think it comes back with not only them having fun doing it, but it's also confidence.
Right.
And the more you do things, the more confident you become.
Absolutely. We're talking with Will Shields, who owns 68's Inside Sports. They're located at 11301 West 88th Street between Bond and Neiman in Overland Park. You can call them at 913-888-9247 for membership information and or to talk about some of the things we've talked about. We've only got about a minute and a half or so, but you've got a new product that you're making available. Selling here called I Stressed Out.
I Stressed Out. And what's really cool is that most people don't understand that stress comes from your cortisol levels. Basically, they go erratic, they go up, they go down. They bother your sleep patterns as well as other things. So this is all-encompassing. It basically helps you recover when you go to work out, but also it helps you sleep at night. It actually balances out your cortisol so that you don't have those up and down moments and things like that. And so to me, that's something that's very important, and it's very cool how it's been put together because I have other companies that have looked at it and go, you know what, this is a product we wish we would have created. Yes.
Really? So it can be used by the athlete, but it can also be used by the regular person as well.
Exactly.
So mom, who is frantic and running the kids around everywhere, is going to be stressed out. Dad, who puts in the long hours and wants to come work out, is going to be stressed out.
Exactly.
The athlete.
That's why I say it's not just for athletes. It's for anybody that has stress issues.
So somebody that comes here, they can just go up to the front desk and say, I want some more information about I Stressed Out.
Yes, and we got pamphlets for them so they can take it back, read it, and there's also webinars on the on YouTube that you can go and check out.
Okay, and it's all one word, I Stressed Out?
iStressedout.com.
Okay, very cool. Well, Will, thank you so much for joining us again today. We're going to talk a little bit more. When we come back, we're going to talk with Tony Phillips from the Inside Sports Clinic, which is just right down the hall here at Will Shields 68's Inside Sports. We are going to take a quick break. You're watching or listening to Good Sports, KC Sports and Fitness magazine show. We are coming to you from Chiefs Great Will Shields 68's Inside Sports Fitness Club located on 88th between Neiman and Bond in Overland Park, right?
You're
in Overland Park, not Lenexa. I'm Steve Fish. We will be right back. Go online and watch Good Sports, the KC Sports Magazine television show. It's available on the Good Sports KC YouTube channel and features local interviews with local athletes and experts covering sports, health, and exercise topics of importance to KC fans. And be sure to pick up your copy of the new KC Sports and Fitness Magazine, featuring the Surplus Exchange Soccer Report, the Budweiser Royals Report, the KCI Center Hockey Report, and the Siege Sports High School Report. KC Sports Magazine is always free, so pick one up today. These days, we're all so busy, and many of us ignore our health and let stress turn into chronic pain. Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic can provide you with the proper care to relieve pain and stress, improve your health, and get more out of life. To make an appointment with Dr. McIntosh, call 816-753-4600. And this month, get a chiropractic exam and a spinal decompression for just $35 when you mention KC Sports and Fitness. For more information on Dr. McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic, go online at kansascitychiropractic.com.
With the current trend to live a greener lifestyle, many people and businesses now recycle their electronics. At the Surplus Exchange, your e-waste will never go to a landfill or incinerator, nor will we allow e-waste to be shipped overseas. Some companies employ this tactic and end up polluting other countries with our waste. All materials are safely tracked, destroyed, or reclaimed right here in the U.S. The Surplus Exchange is Kansas City's link between industry, charity, and the environment. To find out more, visit surplusexchange.org.
Whether you are playing a sport, running a business, or learning how to use an iPad, your ability to make split-second decisions is essential for your success. Hey sports fans, this is Greg Pryor. I was an infielder in Major League Baseball for over 9 seasons and was a member of the '85 World Champion Royals. My decisions in the field and at the plate could have been the difference between winning and losing. Since 1994, I have owned a local health supplement company called Life Priority. Life Priority offers many nutritional formulas that give your body the nutrients that can help your brain keep pace in today's fast lifestyle. To see all 17 Life Priority products, please visit my website at lifepriority.com or call me at 913-438-5433. Use Life Priority products and improve your chances of winning. For free shipping, use promo code LIFEP at lifepriority.com or call me today at 913-438-5433.
Sign up now for Cargo Largo's annual Cargo for Kids charity golf tournament June 21st at Drum Farm. For more details about this event, visit cargolargo.com/cargoforkids or email info@cargolargo.com. With your coupon in KC Sports and Fitness, get 2 large one-topping pizzas for just $14.99 at Mafia Mike's at 87th and Lackman and Mafia Pizzeria Southside at 127th and Metcalf. It's pizza you can't refuse. The Goal is a new teaching aid to help with your putting by letting you see the line of the putt from the ball to the target. For more information on this new product that can improve your game, visit thegoalofputting.com or call 816-582-3530. Sign up now for the Father's Day Run Walk on June 16th in Overland Park. The Father's Day 5K and 10K is presented by Village Shalom and supports programs and services to help individuals and families confronting Alzheimer's. Register today at fathersdayrun.org.
Mark Twain, Walt Disney, even Abraham Lincoln, they all filed bankruptcy. Debts can overwhelm anyone. I'm Jeff Wagner of WM Law, Kansas City's premier bankruptcy law firm. If you can't pay your bills or your mortgage, we're here to help. You can schedule a free consultation right now. Call 1-855-DON'T-WORRY. Stop those bill collectors. With 4 Kansas City locations, we've helped over 11,000 families through tough financial times. 1-855-DON'T-WORRY.
Welcome back to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show, the show that complements Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. I am Steve Fish. Now, this show is being taped at Chiefs Great Will Shields 68's Inside Sports. 68's Inside Sports delivers fitness, wellness, and training for all ages. Visit their fitness facility where we're doing our show today, which is off of 88th between Neiman and Bond in Overland Park, or their indoor sports training facility, which is called The Warehouse at 91st and Flint, which is just a couple of blocks away from here. For more information on all the fitness fitness, wellness, and training services available here. And for membership information, call 913-888-9247 or visit 68insidesports.com. Now, in our current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness, check out our soccer report, which is presented by the Surplus Exchange. This month, we write about FC Porto of Kansas and how this club shows low-income kids how to use soccer to open doors to higher education. You can pick up your copy of KC Sports and Fitness at over 700 locations, including Mafia Pizzeria Southside, Old Shawnee Pizza, Golf MD, Eagles Landing Golf Course, Minsky's Pizza on Berry Road, the Kansas City Ice Center, and right here at 68's Inside Sports. Now, in our golf report, we write about the Cargo Largo Cargo for Kids Golf Tournament coming up June 21st at Drum Farms, and the programs that are also available at the Heart of America Golf Academy. Now, we'd like to welcome some new advertisers that you will find in this month's Kansas City Sports and Fitness. They include ChikiSporty.com, the Village Shalom Father's Day Run, Kansas City's premier bankruptcy firm WM Law, the Fieldhouse of Kansas City, and Will Shield 68's Inside Sports, again, where we're doing our show today. Now, if you'd like to follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you can go to our website and follow the link to our pages. Our website is kcsportspaper.com. And now you can also view this show and many of our past shows on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and search for the Good Sports KC channel. Now we are joined by Dr. Tony Phillips, who is a chiropractor and the director of the Inside Sports Clinic, which is located right here at 68's Inside Sports. Welcome to the show, Tony.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
First off, let's learn a little bit about you. How long have you been a chiropractor?
Oh, boy, I've been in practice almost 17 years now.
17 years,
yeah,
wow.
So it's
wow.
been quite a ways.
And how long has the clinic been open here in the health club?
We've had the clinic here since January of 2008, so we're a little over 5.5 years.
Basically, when it opened, you opened, more or less,
pretty much.
timing-wise.
When we opened, we started building, yeah.
Yeah, and you were on the original show that we did that Will was on. You were one of the guys that was on that show. We did a radio show with you guys about that time, right when you had opened. So, yeah, it was a long time ago. So what's your area of expertise as a chiropractor? Is there a particular area that you focus on, or anybody that walks in you can help?
I would probably tell you that spine and sport is pretty much our biggest thing. We'll treat anybody, but we have a tendency to kind of see more of the active adult, the young athlete, the athlete from anywhere from the adolescent age all the way up.
Really. So what's the benefit of having? I mean, I know that excuse me, health clubs are starting to do things like this. What's the benefit of having a chiropractor in a health club?
I think it's the integration part. I mean, I think from a business standpoint, it came to fruition because, in treating active people, in trying to build a practice, you're basically out there trying to tell everybody about what you do. Where, in a sense, we basically plopped ourselves right down the middle of our target market. So, it's been great. It's been great to serve the members. It's been great to teach the members. It's also been great for our patients that were already established with us because they came in and now they had a place to work out. There was also where I was. So it's been a build on build type of thing. Sure.
We're talking with Dr. Tony Phillips, who runs the Inside Sports Clinic here at 68's Inside Sports. You have a very simple philosophy that I read on your website: detect, correct, and respond. Can you explain that to us?
Well, where that came from was a lot of people will have a situation where they have pain, or they, whether it's a spine or it's a sports injury. Mm-hmm. And what we've seen in the past is a lot of people can diagnose an injury, and a lot of people can treat an injury, but a lot of people can't keep the injury from coming back. And so what we really try to do is get to the base work of where did this injury coming from, where is it stemming from, and fix that so we can resolve problems. We like to resolve problems. We don't like to treat problems. We like to resolve problems.
So you want to focus, not only just focus on the symptoms, but come up with a solution that keeps them out of your office and keeps them on the field or on the equipment here or whatever.
Absolutely.
That's great. And then so with that, you share information with your patients so that they understand what it is that they're doing and what it is that they're dealing with.
I think patient education is the most important thing, especially with active people, because they want to be outside of my clinic more than they want to be inside. And so teaching them how to manage specific things is almost the most important thing.
So what kinds of things do you use to detect the issues? If I come into you and say my back's hurting or my leg's hurting or ankle or something like that.
Well, there's a lot of things we can use, but first and foremost, what we start is biomechanically. We start from the feet up.
Really?
We see a lot of lower extremity injuries, which means leg and foot and knee injuries that were with young athletes.
Mm-hmm.
That almost 80% of the time it's from a foot. It's from their foot is flattened out. They do what we call overpronation, which means their arch is too flat. So we see a lot of injuries that are very easily managed by us by correcting that. And sometimes kids will come in and they've been fighting a specific injury for years,
mm-hmm.
and they haven't played in 6 months, and people have been treating the knee. We correct the biomechanics and they're good. So
that's interesting because I played hockey for many years and had some knee issues. I was a goalie, so I was constantly up and down on my knees. And there was a guy that I played with who was a chiropractor, and he said, "It's your ankle."
Yep.
Yeah, so it needs to start with the ankle, and
Yep.
it's like I went, really,
and it's not.
But it made sense. Yeah,
and it's
it made
not
sense.
always that, but it's those difficult cases that's the first place we look.
Right. So is that so? One of the things that you do is gait analysis. Is that where you kind of look at that, and that helps with the process to make sure that biomechanically you're doing it right, you're walking right, you're running right?
Yeah, the gait analysis can be several aspects. One aspect of it is just flat out watching somebody walk.
Mm-hmm.
We also use a diagnostic system where they walk across a mat, and it gives us a digital mapping of their foot. And then the other deal is just filming them run. I mean, filming them, watching them run is sometimes tells us more information than what we'd ever know.
Right. Now, one of the things that you use, and it's an interesting picture on your website, is something called Game Day Ready Cryocompression and Kinesiotaping. Did I even say any of that right? I just want to know what it is.
Yeah, well, the Game Ready systems are cryocompression. So, what we do is we talk to people all the time about the rice. What we do
right.
is, and
which explain that.
The main thing is basically we're trying to elevate the lower extremity. We're trying to ice it, and we're trying to compress it
after an injury.
Right. So what somebody did was a while back is they created a system to where we have these specific wraps. So if it's a knee problem, you come in, we have a wrap that's connected to basically a water cooler with ice.
Oh, really?
And we shoot water in there. Not only does that, but it uses air to compress the joint too. So it's kind of like ice on steroids.
I
would say.
I gotcha.
It's just one way. And then the kinesiotaping is just a way it's a specialized tape that we can put on there that can help with circulation of the body, can help with muscle support, all types of things.
And circulation is really important in the in treating the inflammation. Is that right?
Yes.
And getting rid of the inflammation is a lot of what is going to allow you to get back to the field and work on the other aspects of your game.
What I like to talk about with patients is when we're dealing with an extremity injury, a knee or an elbow or something, getting the inflammation out is the most important thing to getting back as quick as we can.
Right.
When we're dealing with the spine, getting the inflammation out is about getting the pain out of there. So we'll see people work harder when it's about pain.
So spine care, your website says you have a 3-phase approach to helping patients with that. Can you explain what it is that you do?
Well,
for spine care?
The 3-phase approach is that we like to. I feel like when somebody comes in, they're in a lot of pain. You got to break it down. And if you can't break it down, then all they are is they focus on the pain. So what we talk about is the first phase is we got to get your pain level down. Which,
right.
Look, I'm not dumb to the fact that's the only reason they came in initially. But it's also my job to teach them that the next phase is a range of motion. We got to create mobility in their spine, and then the last phase is stability. And the loss of stability and the loss of mobility in their spine is why they're in my office.
Right.
So we almost have to just back into that.
Right. And one of the treatments that you offer is called spinal disc decompression. Yeah. What's that? What happens with that?
It's a glorified traction, to be honest with you. But we have a hard, stern rule, and it may be my rule, but in my clinic, of all the providers that are in there, that if it's a disc issue, the only thing we're going to do is traction it. We're not going to do anything else because we found out that's the best thing to do.
So the manipulation that a chiropractor might do, you're not going to necessarily do that if you have isolated it to be a disc issue.
We don't do it on all cases, but with a disc case, we very rarely do it.
Right. So a lot of these therapies, the idea again with the back is to avoid surgery. That's a lot of times that's why people come to use, because the MD is saying, or is saying, hey, this is how I can help take care of you, but people don't want to do that, and there are alternatives out there, and you guys provide those.
And to be honest, we work with a lot of medical offices. We have a lot of, and we may be a little bit different than some chiropractic offices, but we really work in conjunction with them. And to be honest with you, we don't get too many people in our office that the doctor's saying, I want to do surgery. We get the people that the doctor has said, you're not a surgical candidate.
I got you.
Go see them, and then if we can't get something done, then we go the next step with that doctor.
I got you. Another thing that you do, it's mentioned on your website, is Graston therapy, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Dr. Jensen, Kyle Jensen, he's a younger doc in my office, and I'm an old dog.
17 years.
Yeah, I'm an old dog. So there's a lot of new techniques out there, and to support the old dogs out there, there's a lot of new techniques out there that we've all been doing for a long time.
Sure. Sure.
But we don't have the certification. We have a name on it. So,
right.
But Dr. Jensen does a technique called GRASS, and it is a myofascial release system.
Okay.
Where he has his little. It sounds horrible, but he has his little metal tools, and he kind of works through the muscle group. It's actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah, we've interviewed some people on that, and it's amazing how things. And I don't know what it is, but it wraps all around your body and around your muscles. There's something like that, and when they get tightened up, sometimes just relaxing those allows you to get to the heart of the problem.
But what I will say is the one thing that does separate Dr. Jensen from all the other guys around town doing Graston is he has adopted our Detect Correct system. And so now what we've done is a lot of people will get Graston, and I see it all the time. They come in, they say, well, I've been getting Graston, it's saved my life. And then I'll say, well, how long have you seen the doctor? And they'll say, well, for 6 months.
Right.
So what he's done is he's adopted the Detect system to where he detects the biomechanical problem. Now the Graston really helps really quickly, and it doesn't come back, so you don't need to see him tons of time.
That's awesome. Now you also work with a company here, and I guess they're actually based out of the Inside Sports Clinic. And again, we're talking with Dr. Tony Phillips from the Inside Sports Clinic, which is located here at Will Shields 68's Inside Sports. Performance Rehab. Tell us about Performance Rehab and what it is that they bring to people that you work with.
Yeah, Performance Rehab and I have had a relationship for about 2.5 years. We had a physical therapist in our office who worked necessarily for me, and he got a great opportunity to go to New York, and so it just opened up an opportunity for Performance Rehab to come in. Performance Rehab does a wonderful job of rehab, not only just for the average person, but they also can manage that athlete that needs to bridge from, hey, I feel better, to now I need to get on the field. But we are their second location. They have a location down in South Overland Park, and it's been a great relationship.
And they handle the physical therapy.
They do
the after treatment physical therapy.
Yeah. So sometimes when I'll see a patient for that pain, mobility, and stability, sometimes I'm just seeing them for the pain and mobility. They do a better job of stability than I do. Sure,
that makes a lot of sense. Now, one of the products that you have here, which separates you from some other offices, is something called the Alter G, and I know you've had it for 4 years or something like that, but it's a real unique product that allows the athlete to explain it. Just explain it. I can explain it, but
and as much as I'm surprised, it separates us from anybody in town.
So you're the only one that has it?
One.
Okay.
Actually, the Chiefs just bought 3 of them, though.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, but they're not going to let anybody in.
Yeah, no. So the gravity treadmill, the Alter G, is basically it's a way for us to unweight a patient, and not only unweight them so they can stand, but we can unweight them to where they can run, they can walk, they can skip, they can do whatever they want. So that patient coming off an ACL injury, we can have them functional so much faster.
So by unweight, you actually mean take the weight off of the joint. Yeah. And how does that work? You don't raise them up?
Well, they wear some bike shorts.
Right.
Okay, and these bike shorts have an edge on them, has a zipper. Mm-hmm. And so around the treadmill is a bag. It sounds kind of crazy, but there's a bag, and we pull the bag up around, it zips it in, and then there's air pressure that lifts the patient, and the computer controls it.
So they can move the joint and work the joint without having that full weight of their body on the joint.
Yeah, we use it for 3 things. One, we use it for the runner that, let's say a runner has a stress fracture,
right?
And they're trying to run through that, or they just want to put a rest run in the week. The other one, we use it for the rehab. And the other one what we have found great for is, the geriatric patient that they just want to be active, but they can't because their knee.
Yeah.
They come in and they walk at 80% of their body weight.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. That's great. Well, Tony, we're about out of time here, but I want to mention you can InsideSportsClinic.com is your website. 913-888-4845 for your office as well as for the Office of Performance Rehab.
Yes.
And right here in the in 68's Inside Sports, the Inside Sports Clinic. Tony Phillips, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We are going to take a quick break. You are watching or listening to Good Sports, KC Sports and Fitness Magazine Show. We're coming to you from Chiefs Great Will Shield 68's Inside Sports Health and Fitness Club, located on 88th between Neiman and Bond in Lenexa. I am Steve Fish. We'll be right back. The Kansas City Ice Center's Outdoor Pavilion is now open. Sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes, spring leagues for ice and inline hockey, and upcoming hockey camps at the Kansas City Ice Center. Plus, come out to a public skating session or call them to schedule a party or group rental. The Kansas City Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information or to register for a class, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. For sports like you've never seen before, Siege Sports is the answer. Unique uniforms and superior equipment for your complete athletic experience. Contact Siege Sports at 913-953-8400 or visit SiegeSports.com.
Someone has to motivate her. Someone has to prepare him. Someone has to lead them. Someone has to train them. Heritage College. Train to be a personal trainer. Get started today. Call 1-866-845-3613. That's 1-866-845-3613.
68's Inside Sports produces athletes who are physical and mental champions. And right now, sign up your athlete for 68's Inside Sports Pure Steel Cutting Edge Training Program that improves strength, speed, flexibility, cardio capacity, power, and more. And the program also includes 68's Inside Sports Pure Vision Program, which improves reaction time, decision-making, and peripheral awareness. Cost for the 8-week, 24-session program is just $250. Register online at 68'sinsidesports.com. Two of the finest golf clubs in Kansas City are right in Overland Park. St. Andrews Golf Club at Neiman and 135th Street and Overland Park Golf Club at 125th and Quivira. For tee times, call St. Andrews at 913-897-3804 and OP Golf Club at 913-897-3809 or visit golfop.com. Sign up now for fun at Volleyball Beach. It's the perfect way to stay in shape and enjoy the outdoors. For over 24 years, Volleyball Beach has been KC's #1 sand volleyball spot. With 13 courts, Volleyball Beach has leagues every Sunday through Friday evening. And sign up now for summer leagues beginning on June 9th. For more information, visit Volleyball Beach at Holmes and Blue Ridge Boulevard. Call 816-942-2820 or visit volleyballbeach.com. The Army Reserve has more than 120 unique career opportunities, so you can add to your current strengths or build brand new ones. Join the Army Reserve and you'll make a difference in your life and the lives of others. Learn more at goarmy.com/reserve. For more information, contact the Greater Kansas City Company at 3720 Arrowhead Drive, Suite B. Telephone number 816-531-3818. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong, paid for by the U.S. Army. Phone Fix is KC's cell phone repair shop. Save $10 on any repair with your coupon from KC Sports. Call 913-735-9411 or stop by Phone Fix next to Buffalo Wild Wings south of Strangline in Olathe.
Mark Twain, Walt Disney, even Abraham Lincoln, they all filed bankruptcy. Debts can overwhelm anyone. I'm Jeff Wagner of WM Law, Kansas City's premier bankruptcy law firm. If you can't pay your bills or your mortgage, we're here to help. You can schedule a free consultation right now. Call 1-855-DON'T-WORRY. Stop those bill collectors. With 4 Kansas City locations, we've helped over 11,000 families through tough financial times. 1-855-DON'T-WORRY.
For great pizza and Italian food, call Old Shawnee Pizza at 913-631-5716 for their Shawnee location, 913-677-1844 for their Kansas City, Kansas location, or 913-251-1234 for their Lenexa location. Lights, Lights, camera, action! Would you like to have your business be the site where we shoot one of our good sports, TV, and radio shows? Well, you can. Your show will play 21 times on Sure West Channel 7. You'll get radio and TV commercials all month long, plus an ad for your business in KC Sports and Fitness Magazine, and a whole lot more. TV remote packages start at just $333 a month. For more information on this great TV, radio, and print opportunity for your business, call KC Sports at 913-764-2050. Welcome back to Good Sports, the Kansas City Sports and Fitness Show, the show that complements Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. I am Steve Fish. Now, this show is being taped at Chiefs Great Will Shield 68's Inside Sports. 68's Inside Sports delivers fitness, wellness, and training for all ages. Visit their fitness facility where we're doing our show today off of 88th between Neiman and Bond in Lenexa, or their indoor sports training facility, which is called The Warehouse at 91st and Flint, which is just a couple of blocks away from here. For more information on all the fitness, wellness, and training services available here, and for membership information, call 913-888-9247 or visit 68insidesports.com. Now, this segment of Good Sports is brought to you by the Surplus Exchange, where you can take a tax donation credit plus help KC students when you recycle your electronics and office furniture at the Surplus Exchange. For more information, visit surplusexchange.org or call 816-472-0444, or just hang on. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Surplus Exchange in this segment. Now, I also want to mention some of the experts who each are a part of our show during the month. Each has contributed an article to the current issue of KC Sports and Fitness. They are Dr. Lynn McIntosh from Kansas City Chiropractic and Pam Davenport and Billy Taylor, who are instructors at Heritage College. In the KC Sports High School Report, presented by Siege Sports, we write about Kansas's top 3 distance runners who go to different high schools but live about 3 miles away from each other in Overland Park. And I also want to mention that we've teamed up with the U.S. Army and are honoring high school top performers. Each month, we'll award a coach and a student athlete with an award provided by Regal Awards and Advertising Specialties. We'll also introduce you to a high school student who's enlisted in the Army. Now, this month, our top performers all come from Olathe North High School. They are baseball coach Matt Smith, and this month, our student athlete is also our future soldier. He's Nicholas Tincher, who played on the baseball team and has enlisted in the Army. Now, I also want to mention that on May 25th, we will be at Mafia Pizzeria Southside, located at 127th and Metcalf. Plus, we'll be at the Kansas City Ice Center on June 1st, and the KC Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 and Johnson Drive. So come on out and join us, and you might see yourself on TV. And now we're joined by a friend of the show. He's Bob Akers. He's the executive director of the Surplus Exchange, and he's also an amateur soccer coach in Kansas City. I'll bet you were a pro soccer coach with all the time you put in coaching soccer. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Yeah, well, the soccer coaching thing is, it's pretty intensive. You have to get your licensing, and you spend a lot of time in the classroom and on the field. So there's not that much different between all of us.
You just came off the field, actually, and you said you were working out the goalies like crazy. That's part of your background, is you were a soccer goalie, and so you were, and with the organization you're with, you're also the goalie coach.
Yeah, I'm the keeper coach for them. Yeah.
Well, let's start off a little bit first with what you do during the day, and that is the Surplus Exchange. You know, we want to explain the Surplus Exchange to everyone. What your organization does is, certainly very important to all of us that have electronic equipment, and it helps a lot of people in the community as well. Now, you've been updating your image. We've got a new logo in this current issue of Kansas City Sports and Fitness. Explain the new image and the areas of expertise that you offer.
Well, we're an organization that's been around for over 27 years, and the name really doesn't capture all we do. We've really morphed ourselves into being more of a pure environmental nonprofit that houses several interesting programs. So we're going to split those programs off. The electronics recycling that we do is, of course, very important. We're the leader in the area. We're the first certified e-steward. We're active in the e-steward program as far as directing it, writing the new, the new protocols and the new certification standards. So that's important to do that. We want to split that off, let it stand on its own. And then, of course, we have the reuse for electronics, which is hand in hand with the recycling. but still it needs to be promoted on its own. And then we've got the furniture side of it, where we get a lot of good furniture from Kansas City corporations, and that can go back to the small business that's just starting out or needs to expand. And our warehouse is so choked right now that it's we've got things on to I think today and for the next several days at 50% off. And if you're going to take it with you, it'll be 60% off.
Oh, wow.
And we've got another warehouse full of stuff that we're kind of easing into.
Really?
And we'll probably be doing that too. So a lot of good buys and a lot of environmental goodness.
And a huge warehouse of office furniture. I mean, big tables.
Yep.
You got some light tables in that we talked about this week. If there's graphic design people out there that need a light table, or drafts people, or
just
architects.
amateur people, people who just have a hobby. We're a great place for those. And the people who are moving into the lofts, we're getting a lot of love from them because they're coming down and they're finding some retro stuff to put into their lofts. It's a lot of fun.
Very neat. Well, you mentioned a term, eSteward certified. Explain what that is, because part of the thing is, if we're going to take the computers that are in front of us here and recycle them because we've got the newest and greatest, or have to have the newest and greatest, and the old Pentiums and whatever that have been sitting in your garage, you want to recycle those. It's important to recycle it with the right organization, and that eStewards is one of those things that you can say, okay.
Right. Well, a certified eSteward is someone who opens themselves up for a certification audit. We do this every year. We're actually coming up with something where you can just be spot audited. We're trying to work on our enforcement at the eSteward level. But an eSteward will guarantee that your old electronics aren't going to go to a landfill. We're not just going to gather them up and sell them to a waste broker so they end up overseas in an underdeveloped country being burned in a pit so that people can just harvest the metals. So when we actually get our hands on it, as an eSteward, I have to keep oversight of it until it is returned to its natural state, or it's returned to raw material.
Right.
So we're following everything. We do mass balance accounting. We can track our shipments going out, and when they're received at processing facilities downstream, we compare those weights. And then when they leave that facility to go to its next step, we compare those outbound weights with the received weights. And we have to keep a log of that and have that available to show to our auditor anytime they want to see it.
Right.
So it's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things when you donate to the Surplus Exchange is a tax deduction. Right. Because you're a not-for-profit. The Surplus Exchange also takes some of the stuff that they have and they give it back to the community as well. That's one of the things that you do as well. You guys donate a lot of computers. Yeah,
it's one of my favorite parts of what we do. In the last year, we've been able to give computers to schools. We've given laptops to a group of kids that were going off to try to get fit at Mindstream Academy. We've given furniture to some women's shelters. We gave some furniture to a hunger program. Just moving into Kansas City, Stop Hunger Now, I think is their name.
Right.
We gave them a suite of furniture. Anything we can do. Part of our mission is to help the community. We're doing the environmental good thing, and if we can do some other stuff, it's great.
Absolutely. And you're located at 518 Santa Fe, which is in Kansas City, Missouri. 816-472-0444, surplusexchange.org. You have sales and specials, and when you get some strange, interesting things in, you put them up on your website so that you can find out what they are in some cases, but also sell them as well in case there is somebody that wants something like that.
Oh, yeah, we had a monolith in my office this week. I don't know if you saw it on our Facebook page.
No.
But we had a stack of old amplifiers for music.
Oh, nice.
And they kept bringing them into my office, so pretty soon I had this thing up there. I was like, okay, so when's the AC/DC concert going to start? Because this is getting ridiculous. So we took a lot of pictures of that and put it up yesterday.
Very fun. Well, there you go, the musicians out there.
That stuff's e-waste, too.
Call Bob. Yeah, call Bob. Now, this month in KC Sports, which is available for viewing as a PDF on kcsportspaper.com, we do an article on a local youth soccer organization that you're involved in, which is called FC Porto. How long have you been associated with FC Porto?
Probably about 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many teams do you? I mean, you're the goaltender coach, but how many teams are you coaching on on a regular basis.
I'm the head coach for the U16, and I help coach the U17s, both those teams. And I've taken we have two U17 teams. We have a national team that competes at the absolute highest level, and then we have a team that's right underneath it that those kids are probably catching up. And I'll take them out of town and coach them some too. So the 16s and the 17s, as far as game coaching, I'm involved with them. As far as on-field coaching for practice, the 14s through the 17s have to put up with me occasionally. The U11s will get a little healthy dose of, they call me Coach B sometimes. So I'll go over and harass the little guys, but it's all fun.
So Porto was started in 2006 with one team and one coach. How many kids do you have in the organization now about?
But I'm directly
or teams.
Yeah, I mean the ones I'm directly involved in, we have about 50 with those guys. The 14s and the 11s, I don't see them that often. But that's probably another 16 for the 14s and probably another 10 that are U11 kids.
Okay,
So.
and one of the things that we say in our show and you say in the article is Porto shows low-income kids how to use soccer to open doors for higher education. That's really one of the focuses of your organization. So you work with these kids not only on the field but off the field. You're constantly talking to them about school and grades and things like that. Explain that.
Well, a lot of these kids are coming from a background where, if they have their academics in order and they have some skill on the soccer field, they have a pretty good chance of at least getting some help in paying for a college tuition. If you talk to soccer coaches at the college level, they're going to tell you, if I have the choice between a great player that's an average student or a great student that's a good player,
right,
I'm going to take the good student that's a good player over that because, I can give him a scholarship, but I can get some academic money to him as well, so it helps my budget. And also they know that kid's going to be there for 4 years, so it makes life a lot easier. And we've had a pretty good success rate. One of the things we do with our 15s, 16s, and 17s, we play MRL. We play a lot of college showcases. Our 17s went to Birmingham, Alabama in December, and we played in a showcase that coincided with the NCAAs. And I like coaching, but sometimes it's a little disconcerting when you're coaching and you look over your shoulder and you see a guy there with the Duke Blue Devil logo on his shirt. I want to just shut up and sit down for a while.
Yeah,
maybe coach less. But it gets our guys some exposure, and we have kids that are getting some help. We have some kids that have been taking part in the prospect camps at Rockhurst U. Mm-hmm. We have kids that are being looked at by several of the little local schools around here that'll fit into what they do. It'll fit in with their family, and they're going to get a good education, and then they can go out and be productive
and coach their kids. And
we hope. You hope.
Yeah.
You really hope that the kids you're working with will pass this on and help the next generation, especially here in Kansas City. Kansas City is becoming a real soccer town.
Right.
Becoming is probably a real understatement, but it has been a soccer town for quite a while. And one of our biggest challenges here in Kansas City, and especially for a club our size, is there just aren't enough fields.
Yeah.
We have to be pretty creative sometimes to get our training done. And I'll take my teams and do what I call yard ball, where we'll just go and find a park space, and I'll use coaching sticks and cones, and we'll go through a series of exercises where it's not so important to have goals. We don't need to have those goals to get some work done. But it's an interesting challenge for the smaller clubs, for the bigger clubs. But if these guys will go out and work with, a lot of our kids will work with little guys through the summer in camps and clinics.
Nice.
So that's another way they can pass.
And they pass it on.
Yeah.
And you're the founder of Porto, Tony. Is it Almeida?
Almeida.
Yeah. Okay. He's the president and GM of Porto. We talked to him in the article, and he talks about how soccer gave him all sorts of opportunities as a young man. And when he came to Kansas City, he saw a disparity between the opportunities that were available for the kids with the money and the kids that didn't have the money to play at a competitive level. So Porto is in place to be able to help with that. So those kids that may not have the money, and may not have the financial means are getting that opportunity through Porto?
Well, we have some things that are work grant-like programs. We have some kids that'll be working at the FC Kansas City game tonight at North District Stadium. They work, and that helps pay down their fees. We also do some car wash things where they can raise money and pay down their fees.
Right.
And our fees are never in the ballpark with some of the bigger clubs. We, all of us who coach, I mean, we have probably as high a license as you're going to find, youth soccer, but none of us will charge a fee.
Right.
We do it because we think it's the right thing to do.
Right, and you have a great group of parents and individuals that coach, a small group that really does a whole lot for your organization, like yourself.
Well, and it takes that whole team. The last 2 weeks, this is the first Saturday I've been home in a while because we've been playing in Iowa 2 weekends in a row. We've been in St. Louis. And, having that parental support really helps. I don't necessarily want to be the only adult in a hotel room with 16-year-olds. It's not my favorite thing to do, to go looking for them.
Yeah, that's the tough babysitting job.
Tough part of coaching.
For sure. Now, and your kids come from all areas of Kansas City, and that's kind of neat as well. Is we had something again in the article. You had 16 players from 12 different high schools that were participating in a recent tournament. And they came from different socioeconomic levels as well, and that's really neat because those kids coming out, going into more competitive, or going to college or moving on in life, they've mixed with all sorts of different socioeconomic levels. And
we're probably one of the few clubs where you'll find a starting lineup where you might have a kid that's from the Turner district playing alongside a kid from Rockhurst and a kid from Aquinas, and maybe a kid from, one of the Blue Valley schools. So it is a good mix.
It's very neat. Well, if you're interested in more information, it's fcportokansas.com, 913-486-1017. FC Porto, you can just probably Google that. And FC Porto, Kansas, because FC Porto is all over the place, too. And then the Surplus Exchange is 518 Santa Fe in Kansas City, Missouri, 816-472-0444, surplusexchange.org. Bob, thanks so much for joining us. I'm sure you're heading back out to the soccer field here after we are done. That'll do it for our show today. My thanks to our host for today's show, 68's Inside Sports, our guest Tony Phillips from the Inside Sports Clinic, and, of course, Will Shields, and also Bob Akers from FC Porto and the Surplus Exchange. Be sure to join me, Steve Fish, again next week at the same time for Good Sports, the KC Sports and Fitness Show, and check out some of our other shows on YouTube. Search for the Good Sports KC channel. So until next week, be sure to read all about sports, health, and exercise in Kansas City Sports and Fitness Magazine. You'll find it all over Kansas City, and it's free, so pick one up today. These days, we're all so busy, and many of us ignore our health and let stress turn into chronic pain. Dr. Lynn McIntosh of Kansas City Chiropractic can provide you with the proper care to relieve pain and stress, improve your health, and get more out of life. To make an appointment with Dr. McIntosh, call 816-753-4600. And this month, get a chiropractic exam and a spinal decompression for just $35 when you mention KC Sports and Fitness. For more information on Dr. McIntosh and Kansas City Chiropractic, go online at kansascitychiropractic.com. Experience a touch of the Ozarks when you tee off at WinterStone Golf Course in Independence. Visit winterstonegolf.com for daily specials and call 816-257-5755 for lessons or information on tournament hosting. Visit collegiatecamo.com for Father's Day gifts. Collegiate Camo has quality vehicle and boat decals, headwear, shirts, and outerwear for over 40 colleges. And save 20% on golf decals when you enter code FATHER at collegiatecamo.com. Sign up now for Get Golf Ready classes at the Heart of America Golf Academy, or take advantage of the great adult, junior, and family play and practice programs. For more information, call the Heart of America Golf Academy at 816-513-8940 or visit HOAGolfacademy.com. Bring basketball fever to your own backyard or driveway with your very own game court from Sport Court of Kansas City. Let Sport Court come and install a basketball game court at your home. Game courts can also be installed for volleyball, racket sports, soccer, tennis, or roller hockey. So sink that basket at the buzzer and have your own Final Four at home in your backyard or driveway Sport Court. For more details, call Sport Court at 913-963-7529 or visit sportcourtkc.com. Mention KC Sports when you buy a large specialty pizza and get a small one topping free at any of the 3 Old Shawnee Pizza locations: Shawnee, KCK, and Lenexa. Visit ShawneePizza.com for menu and details. The Kansas City Ice Center's outdoor pavilion is now open. Sign up now for Learn to Skate and Learn to Play hockey classes, spring leagues for ice and inline hockey, and upcoming hockey camps at the Kansas City Ice Center. Plus, come out to a public skating session or call them to schedule a party or group rental. The Kansas City Ice Center is located 2 miles west of 435 on Johnson Drive. For more information or to register for a class, visit kcicecenter.com or call 913-441-3033. Eagles Landing Golf Course is the place to play golf in the Southland and is by far the best golf value around. Visit eagleslandinggolfcourse.com, and for tee times call 816-318-0004 and make the drive to see why Eagles Landing is the best golf value in KC. For all your award, trophy, and promotional needs, contact Jim at Regal Awards and Advertising Specialties. Call 913-451-5744 or visit regalawards.com. 68's Inside Sports produces athletes who are physical and mental champions. And right now, sign up your athlete for 68's Inside Sports Pure Steel Cutting Edge Training Program that improves strength, speed, flexibility, cardio capacity, power, and more. And the program also includes 68's Inside Sports Pure Vision Program, which improves reaction time, decision making, and peripheral awareness. Cost for the 8-week, 24-session program is just $250. Register online at 68'sinsidesports.com. With your coupon in KC Sports and Fitness, get 2 large one-topic pizzas for just $14.99 at Mafia Mike's at 87th and Lackman and Mafia Pizzeria Southside at 127th and Metcalf. It's pizza you can't refuse.